here's who's not happy about the big, beautiful bill. We know that Elon Musk, not a fan. And President Trump taking to social media to respond to Musk's ongoing critiques of the bill, focusing on the government grants that Musk companies receive. Without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa, wrote the president. Yahoo Finance's head of news, Myles Udland, joins our team coverage for his take on the second round of Musk versus Trump. It is a second. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves Musk, 2 800-pound gorillas. So Musk says this bill is insane. I think utterly insane was the exact words. The debts, the deficits. Trump fires back, which I think we all saw coming. Says you're just upset about the EV tax credit. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's kind of exactly what you could have seen coming from many months ago, even before the election, which is that these are 2 of, let's say, the most self-assured folks that we have in American public life. Confident, yeah, at the very least, and I think with good reason. But typically, those are not going to be longtime allies, especially in the trenches of things like trying to get a large piece of legislation through. Now, as we know, Elon Musk was interested in joining the government to make it more efficient, and obviously a bill that adds $3 trillion plus to the deficit is not something that's going to interest him. But I think bringing it back to the stock market, Tesla stock down 5% today. The stock's down 25% this year. And investors continue to say they don't like the fact that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going at one another, and that Elon continues to be, I don't want to say distracted, but at the very least, preoccupied, occupied, interested. Like, he's spending a lot of time on these issues. And we're going to get sales numbers from Tesla tomorrow that the street doesn't think, or delivery numbers, excuse me, the street doesn't think are going to be very good. There are a lot of problems with Elon's core business, Tesla right now, that he said a couple months ago he was going to be fully committed to. I'm sure he's spending more time with those businesses, but the market's judgment in the time since he has, quote unquote, returned to Tesla has not really, full-throatedly gone back and said, you know what, we believe it. He's spending all his time there. And I think this latest spat is a reminder that Elon is not done picking this bone of kind of Trump's approach to government spending and how it doesn't align with his own, and the stock's performance reflects that.
Why do you think Musk, though, is engaging in this approach, Myles? He's making it so public. He's going on X. He knows he is, I'm going to put it nicely, upsetting, frustrating the president of the United States. I would think he thinks, well, I can have a vote, I can have an impact on the votes. I'm worth $400 billion, and people are going to listen to me.
Well, he owns X, so he's got to go on. It's good for business, for him to go on that. But, there was something that he retweeted today, re-X, whatever we're going to call it. Reposted, I think, is the formal term. There's a market on Kalshi, about 40% odds say that Elon will start his own political party. I mean, I think that's kind of what it's trending towards. Now, there's an argument, and we don't need to go into the full political strategy of this. A lot of people have come along with a lot of money and said, we need a third way in American politics. There's many of them out there still. It's not exactly an original idea that you get involved in the trenches of American politics and you say, you know what, guys on the left, I don't like them. Guys on the right, too extreme. I need to find the middle ground where everyone sits. Maybe he'll land there and that's fine. And I'm sure he's not going to stop spending money on U.S. political elections. And I think he probably enjoyed and can see the impact of his involvement in the process. But it's very clear that, and some of Elon's colleagues have talked about this, going back decades, he's always been obsessed with how the U.S. government spends its money and trying to figure out, could it be spent better? Doge is certainly an outgrowth of that. He's still a young man. He's not done with this project. So this is one bill, this is one moment in time, but I don't think Elon's kind of interest in figuring out, are there ways for the U.S. government to act more fiscally responsibly, and how can he influence those? He's not done with that experiment, but the concern today is Tesla's down 5%. And investors don't love that he's not done with that experiment in this iteration.
Lou, your thoughts on this? I'm also curious, Lou, how this sort of plays out as kind of branding. And what I mean by that is how much time we spoke on this show with analysts who, when Musk was tight with Trump, they were saying, oh man, that's a bad move. You're alienating so many Americans. There's Sheryl Crow. She's selling the Tesla. She's so upset, donating the proceeds to NPR. She's not going to have it. But now you upset Trump. So how do you think through the branding, the marketing, the implications
Listen,
here?
Even the best soap opera writers couldn't write one with more drama than this. I think you guys are being a little bit more diplomatic. I mean, these are 2 megalomaniacs with a lot of money that can't keep their
fingers. They're just confident. I thought we agreed it was confident.
Okay, well, I'll go with that. Merriam-Webster had a different synonym for me, but they can't keep their fingers off the keyboard, really, right? I mean, Musk, to your point earlier, everyone wanted him out of politics, out of the government. You're interfering, focus on the business. He gets out, extracts himself. Tesla goes on a great rally. the fundamentals start kicking in, and now he re-engages. So I think, look, he's operating under all press is good press right now. He's a solution. I don't think he can help himself, but I do think as a shareholder, I would stand back. I'm not a shareholder. I don't bet against Musk, but I don't love Tesla. As a shareholder, I'd want him to be 100% focused on what's going to drive the business, and that's not EVs. I mean, you talked about the delivery report tomorrow, not good expectations. It's humanoid robots and self-driving cars. That's the future of Tesla for it to live up to the valuation that it's got, roughly a $1 trillion market cap, right? So I don't know. I know both of them have advisors that give them good advice in both ears. I don't think they ever listen. So I don't know that us opining here will get them.
I wouldn't call those two of the more advisor-heavy folks that we've got out there in the world.
Right. All right, Myles, thank you very much. So the drama continues. We'll have you back for more on it.